Hey, what's up everybody? This is Austin and welcome back to Learning HTML and CSS the Simple Way Part 3. Today we're going to be jumping into learning some CSS. I know, right? You're going to learn something new, going to have some fun. CSS is pretty simple, so let's go ahead and just jump on into it. So what we're going to need to do first is just open up a new folder here. Have that as untitled, and remember how we just went in and saved the other file as index.html. Now we can go in here and do the same thing. We'll just save this one as styles.css, and basically what's that saying is this is whatever you want to name it right here, and then it is a CSS document. That's just reading to the computer that that's what it is. So CSS, this is what it stands for: Cascading Style Sheets. Very fun. So this is something to keep in mind. CSS is huge whenever it comes into having a bunch of pages. If you have a 100-page website and you want to change the font of every page, you want it to be the same font, but you don't want to go to all 100 pages and change the font for each one. So you go into CSS and you make one rule and it changes the font for every single page. It's really awesome. But first, before we jump into CSS, let's jump into how to link the CSS. And there's actually several ways that you can do CSS. There is linking it in to your metadata. You could also do inline CSS. And there is a way that you can go in just like this. You can have your style tags, and we will mess with that in just a second. But first I'm going to show you the way that I personally enjoy, and that is via linking. So to do that, we're going to make just one of these link tags just like we did before. We'll do link, we'll type in here rel, which stands for relationship. We'll make that relationship a style sheet because that's what it is. We'll do type text/CSS because that's what it is. It's just a text document. It's edited in CSS. And then the hyperlink reference, one of those hypers, will be styles.css that we have right here. We'll close that off, save it, and then now we have it linked up. We're good to go. So now we can go ahead and jump on in and let's see if we can get something to work. First, let's review what exactly is happening in here. So we have just like this, and I'm just going to show you basically the CSS Simple Syntax. So you're always going to have a selector. This is going to be something that you're selecting, either the link or if you have a class or an ID, and I know we haven't got into those, but we will eventually. And you're going to be selecting those, and that's going to be what's right there. And then you're going to have what's called a property, and then a colon. That's going to be what you're setting it to, the property, the font size, the background color. That's what you're going to be doing right there. And then you're going to set the value of that property and end it with a semicolon. Anyways, you'll see how all this links up in just a moment. So let's go through a simple example of we want a page. We want this HTML website right here that is literally nothing. We want it to have a background color of red. We want the whole site to have red. So what will we do? So we know that all of our content is styled in the body. All of our content's in the body. So what if we just take right here and we select the body just like that? Open up those curly braces, and then we say background color red. There's our property, there's our value. Save it. Go out here, pull this index.html right here, and then check it out. We just have a big red page. Isn't that cool? So let's go ahead and we can jump back into that text, and let's just learn about a couple different properties and what we can do, and let's just have some things to style. So over here, let's add a simple heading like we did. I think we showed how to do headings, and we'll just say learning to code. If I can get that, there we go. And then we'll have a paragraph, and I actually want to show y'all too how to use div elements. Div elements are very cool as well. We may jump into them deeper later. Div elements literally, if you want to just think of it as division, it's dividing. It's putting these in a block. Picture everything inside those two divs right here, or this one div element. Everything inside here is just inside a container. So if I went down here and I said div, and then I made another closing div, and then I added the same thing. This is two separate boxes. These are two separate boxes, and that really should help as far as the understanding of where things are and why they are where they are in a website. I wish someone had told me a long time ago that websites were literally just a bunch of boxes. Seriously, it is that way. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, but when you go to a website, everything is just a box that's styled. Obviously not everything is that way, but a lot of stuff is. So let's just jump in and see what this looks like. After we jump in, back over here. Refresh that. Learning to code. Hello world. Just like that. So look, we'll give this div a class of learning, and we'll give, oh, what did I do? Oh, I pasted that in the wrong spot. Hold up. There we go. I'll pull that up. Save that, and then we'll go over here and we'll give this one a class of toCode. Now keep in mind, it's the same text and the same tags. Everything right here is the same, but it's in two separate divs. So it's going to remain the same. Nothing changes when we come to refresh. But if we go over here, we can do something called selecting a class. So say we want to select a class. You always want to select a class with this period right here. So you'll go in and you'll say period learning. And I know this video is getting long, but I'm just trying to break everything down a lot simpler. And then right underneath, we'll have the same, and it'll be class 2, and actually, that's 2 classes. I need to put a dash in there. You don't want to do that, because if I put a space, 2 and code would have been independent class names. And if you want to be proper and do camel case, then you can do that. So we can go just like that, and now check it out. Open up those braces, and now all we're gonna say is background color red. Actually, we'll keep that background color blue, and then background color green. And now check it out. Check what happens. Now look. Notice how this block right here is blue. This block right here is green, and then the background, the body that we selected, is still red. That is CSS in a nutshell. We're going to jump in more in the next video into how to get more in depth, some more sophisticated styles, elaborating on the class, and we're going to work on ID selectors, how to manipulate the DOM in a better way, and that is going to be what we're doing. But thanks so much, and we will see you in the next episode.